Um, it's a very simple question. And the question that I have is, let's say I go to Bank of America and open an account. So what all entities are involved? So one thing is sure, I'm opening a personal checking account. So I open a personal checking account. So my first question is account involved? Second question is content information involved? Is opportunity data gonna be populated? Is opportunity involved? Is there any activity here? Is there any order here? Is there any product here? Is there any asset here? And then we got variety of answers, and that added to the confusion. Thankfully, this is happening here, not at the client side. Okay, so be thankful to each and every person who's tried to distort the answer, because that's what you are learning here, and your users are gonna be totally confused about whatever you throw their way, because for not only for you guys, when it's for users also. They always see it as one single entity. For us, these are 6 different entities, right? But for users, there's a single entity. So it will be left up to you to explain them very well. And you will not be a tester who will be having the transaction data in front of him and you guys just have to execute it. You'll have to diagnose the issue, understand her language, explain it back to her why they have to create 3 records, whereas previously they were creating only 1 record. They won't like it that they have to create 3 records, right? You have to justify and explain, because you will be a BA, and that's what your strong point is. There is no difference between you and any other person except the fact that you can explain things to them, right? Otherwise, developer is good enough to do this job because he is the one actually at the end of the day who makes this system. But the very act of explaining is left upon your shoulders. You have to work as a liaison officer and explain these intricate points of the technology to the business. So I want you to be able to envision what all entities are involved and why. If you can give this kind of answer to me, then you can probably satisfy a user also. Okay. Uh, but this is again me. There is no account information, because account information is supposed to be strictly a company. If there is no company, we basically what we do is we map business to Siebel so that they can use this application. This application was not made for a bank. It was made for sales. It was not made for bank sales. It was made for just sales of anything. So if you have to sell car, Siebel thought, okay, you can use my sales application. And if you want to sell a checking account, Siebel basically created the same good application for the same thing. So it becomes very difficult for us to envision, how Siebel, the business of the bank, should be mapped onto business that Siebel supports. So account information in this scenario, there is none. But if a business comes, then of course that will be the account information. Contact is the person, that is me. So my last name, my first name will go in the last name, first name field of the professional. There is no opportunity because it's a straight order. Okay, in this business, in bank account business, in banking business, especially in this scenario, checking account scenario, typically there is no opportunity. There is no activity. Someone was confused about the activity. I like that confusion. You were not, or you were. You said there is an activity, right? Anyway,
The transaction
is that is definitely an activity. But then there is someone else. That's a good confusion. I like that. I personally don't see an activity, but that is a gray area even within the 30-day period. Okay, and order is definitely there. That's what you placed. You bought. What you bought is a checking account. It's for free, but nevertheless you bought.
Not a camera. You are checking.
You did buy something, and that's a checking account. Very clearly, that's a checking account you bought. Okay, then there is a concept called as asset. It will come down the line, and that checking account is the product that you bought, and the instance that you bought with your properties, that your SSN is tied to it, and so on and so forth. That instance of that product is an asset. So we'll come to that part too. What is an asset? So then we went to the next phase, and we tried to see how service enterprise could benefit from Siebel, because these banks have to sometimes, they do get the transactions on the credit card or on the checking account as part of the child data of the checking card. Where should they keep this data? Which entity in Siebel should these things map to? Order entity? No, this is not an order for the bank, as he said. these are the order for the buy.com, and one day this is an order for Kroger, one day other day it is an order for Safeway, third day it is an order for Amazon.com. So these orders are not the orders of Bank of America, so they will definitely not be orders of Bank of America. But then we have to keep these orders somewhere as a children of the product that we sold them, so sold to the customer, me. That is a gray area. If I were to map these kind of transactions to something in Siebel, the logical choice will be activity. Yeah, that's what you said, and that's what I would do too. But then before that, I mean, we need to like that is what you would do. You know, that's what I say. You will learn that you have to open Siebel eFinance, dig into it, and see if they do have some entity already there for this purpose only. Then that is the entity that would be the best logical choice. But then activity is the choice that I would go for at this point, because we're talking about really Siebel sales only, not Siebel eFinance. Even I don't know Siebel eFinance too well. So the point is, this mapping of various business entities. Well, first point is recognition of business entities. We need to separate out a transaction into different entities and see which one is what. Then we have to map those business entities to Siebel entities. Okay, so we broke down a simple transaction of person coming to a bank. Traditional applications used to recognize only, maybe in this case, maybe one or two entities, person and the account, because a person could open multiple accounts, so they used to have two entities. That's it. But Siebel came out with this idea of multi-dimensional thing, like contact, account, product, opportunity, stuff like this. In this case, there is no opportunity. There are some people trying to give me an example of opportunity. That was an awesome example, that if they want to sell him home mortgage, that would be an opportunity. But we have to understand, the main idea behind opportunity is, it does have a potential revenue generating, but it has a probability of completion, and we follow it. So bank follows up with it. Do you think they call you back to say, hey, you know what, would you like to buy a mortgage from us? Actually, they do. Yeah. So then it can be treated as an opportunity. Although in my example, there was no opportunity mentioned, so there was no opportunity there. But then in a real world example, they'll try to sell him more things, some more stuff, and they'll enter those as opportunities, and they'll pursue those, maybe with a single call.
In regards to checking account, there is no opportunity, but the products that are after that, there certainly is an opportunity. There's more treasure on it.
Exactly. You know what? That is the right way to think. Actually, when it is sold and it becomes an asset, on the basis of the assets, existing assets, they generate a marketing thing, cold call. So what they do is they create a cold call request, and then they assign it to outbound callers. So that's why you will not see a very hard follow up of mortgage. They'll simply call you one day and say, would you like to buy mortgage? You already are a customer of our bank. So that means that's a cold call. There is no hard follow up. Do you know what is a hard follow up? Like hard follow up means like someone is really coming and you, sir, you have a checking account with us, would you like to? That is a hard follow up. And cold follow up is just someone picking a phone and calling one day, you have an account with us, would you like to buy a mortgage? No, all right, don't allow. Second one, or would you like to buy a mortgage? No problem. So that's a cold call. So I envision a cold call. I'm not sure how a particular bank should conduct its business, but I know that most of these banks, they simply cold call their existing checking account members, checking account holders. So I envision a cold call only, and that is a basic idea of the marketing. Even Ajit was saying the other day, can they query on their existing data, customer data, and call them for marketing purposes? Of course, that's what they do all the time, and I will put that as a cold call in that case. So in the context, there would have been an opportunity had you gone to buy something, would have come back, and had bank called you back to say, hey, would you like to come back and buy that? That would have created the scope for an opportunity. Typically in a bank, they don't call you back if you don't open an account. You simply come back, they will just delete all your data, go to business, move on, right? Opportunity is applicable only where there is a hard follow-up. For example, if you go to buy a car and you come back from the car dealership, do they call you back? Hey, you know what? You forgot to buy the car. Why don't you come back? Mm-hmm. They typically don't, right? No, so there is. They do
follow up with the email.
They do follow up.
Oh yes.
That's an opportunity then. That's opportunity right there. That means they have the concept of opportunity. Opportunity typically is involved in large sales cycle. I can give you an example where an opportunity is a must. Example is sale of Boeing. Do you think customer walks into your showroom one day and say, I want to buy a Boeing, and you say, I don't have a good Boeing for you, and or maybe he says, okay, and you say, okay, I have a very good Boeing plane, why don't you buy this? He takes out $1 billion out of pocket, gives it to you, and goes back. And if he doesn't buy, you never call him back. Say, all right, yeah, dujja aa jayega. So there the sales cycle is very involved. Actually, they keep negotiating about the price of the Boeing plane for like years, agree? Months, years, and they keep negotiating, they keep planning, and Boeing starts the plane from scratch for them sometimes. Right? So in those cases, sales cycle is very intricate. That is a real place where this SQL will be utilized properly. There will be an account information. Who will be the customer of Boeing, Nitin? Can you give me a typical example of a customer of Boeing?
Some private airlines or
Perfect. Kingfisher Airlines or Southwest.com.
right. There was
Southwest
an
Airlines.
order placed like 2 years back. There was
You see,
there was negotiation.
each and every order has a publicity. Like people know about those orders. So just look at the sales cycles that they could be having. Do you think only one salesman would be assigned to such account to maintain relationship? No. Team of people. CEO would be personally watching who is going there to meet. So huge sales cycle. Look at Walmart.com. What an interesting business. Do you think CEO watches whether you came in and you bought the microwave or not? Very different sales cycle, right? If I have to map the business of Walmart to Siebel, then there will be no account, there will be no contact. Although people do come in, there will be no opportunity, straight order. That's it. There is no quote also. In this, I'm not really touching part and asset properly. That's another FAQ. You can refer to that.